Almost a year after infamously leaking Kim Petras' lost debut record, Problematique is finally out legally. It was dropped on September 18th, a seemingly random Monday. I had made a video last year covering the drama surrounding that record. In that video, I criticized the leak itself and some of its content. I also theorized that that leak may have been a blessing in disguise and that Republic would do Kim right, and well, a year later Republic sort of did by giving Kim justice by allowing her to release her original debut. For a quick recap, Problematique was recorded throughout 2021 and 2022. It was slated to have 18 tracks at one point and was launched with The Future Starts Now as its lead. Two other singles, Coconuts and Hit It From the Back, were teased at the 2021 EMAs, with Coconuts becoming a proper single. Despite being a viral hit, it did not chart, causing Republic to push reset. Kim released Slut Pop in February 2022 to maintain momentum before the album leaked in full in August. It wasn't until the Grammy-winning Unholy that Kim was given grace by Republic to release Feed the Beast, its tour, and now Problematique 2.0. Compared to Feed the Beast, Problematique is a cohesive Europop dance EDM record produced by longtime collaborators Aaron Joseph, Vaughn Oliver, and the infamous Dr. Luke. I think when it's pared down to a clean, simple 10 tracks, the record does feel less overwhelming and each song feels more distinct. When the leaks dropped, one of my chief complaints were production on some tracks feeling too similar or bland, especially because there was 18 tracks. I'm happy to report that my personal favorite leaks all survived. I will say that the mastering being finished is a big difference. Some of the tracks had felt incomplete before, though I will say that this album suffers some of the same sins Feed the Beast did. We need Kim to bring back her iconic bridges. I still don't vibe with the title track and opener, and I stand by my statements in my last video that it seemed toothless for a song about being problematic. It doesn't directly acknowledge or snap back the way that it should. The title screams for a look what you made me do sort of vibe, but I will say that that guitar riff is an earworm. But the album quickly recovers with Jetador, which really leans strongly into the Europop aspect of this record. The way that the synths and her voice blend in the chorus speaks to her Era 1 sounds. The verses are her usual sexy, playful fluff. Kim really likes to put trap flavor in her songs, but it works better here than tracks like Alone, where the flow breaks. Lyrically, there's a neat repetitive symmetry. Many of the lines are repeated in a trance-like fixation. One of the strongest tracks for me still is All She Wants with Paris Hilton, which I consider to be one of the biggest fumbles in her career. This song had viral TikTok potential. It's very Y2K in the best way possible. It's part Real Housewife releasing a song. It's very camp. The hook goes down so smooth. The rhyme scheme of more, Dior, New York. It's very clever, and the breakdown really injects some life into the song. Paris Hilton's ad-libs really add personality and authenticity to the power fantasy that the lyrics and the energy of the song sells. Another highlight that I love from day one was Born Again. It's this interpolation of Kylie Minogue's Can't Get You Out of My Head riff that really just hits for me. Structurally, this resembles classic Era 1 Kim. Each section feels machined together so well. There's a clear, simple story here about developing a new crush that's very relatable but still stylish. I love the way that she interplays the instrumental here, where the backing vocals and the synths really mesh into one. The dips and valleys and how the pre-chorus and the chorus work, it's very kinetic. Something About You is one of the weaker tracks for me. It felt very derivative to Hit It From the Back and other tracks, but the vocals on here are pretty solid. I like the little nods to astrology. It definitely felt more like a B-side of sorts to me. I had described the production on the leaked version feeling sludgy, and I think that this track is one of those tracks that really did make me think that when I listened. Treat Me Like a Hoe predates Slut Pop, but I do think that it would perfectly fit that EP. But I do like this track better than the tracks on that record. It's definitely the meet the parents of this record. The production here feels like a yassified camp gay version of Lady Gaga's Ayo. The bass line really keeps the song alive. The lyrics are very cheerleadery, silly chants about designer brands and riding a man. I can see this being a gay favorite. Confession's a slick bop about desire from the lens of a rich jet setter. The layered filter over Kim's voice really distinguishes this track from other tracks. This track's not groundbreaking, but the verse work here is really well done. I felt like the second verse plays with ad-libs and effects in a way that really does evoke, again, Era 1 Kim. You can feel her in this. There's an infectious energy to it that makes me wish that she had done a middle 8 or a bridge here. Deeper's definitely the closest in DNA with Kim's earlier works, the way that it's constructed, the way that the track feels dynamic. It resembles the version of her that I really fell in love with. The switch up in the cadence of verse 2 is fun. It's part verse, it's part bridge, before we get a very solid pre-chorus build up and a savory full chorus. There's even a woo-ah in there for good measure, so it's quintessential Petras. The little breakdown at the end that seamlessly blends into Dirty Things makes this album feel more cohesive and complete. Dirty Things has a very similar energy to Deeper, to the point where I thought these two songs were extensions of each other. Dirty Things does shift a little bit higher, allowing Kim to showcase her upper register, but it's not as thrilling or as challenging to me as Deeper, but it does have this cool bridge that references Gaga's iconic Do What You Want. The final track, Love Ya Leave Ya's little French opening beat with the woo-ah really captures what this album's potential could have been. The chorus is simple, clean, dance floor ready, the verses have personality, the pre-chorus itself feels like a hook to me. I like the way that it deviates and shifts the song for a moment. This one's one of my personal favorites and a very strong closer. Compared to Feed the Beast, which felt like a Frankenstein's monster of different starting points, this version of Problematique is a short, pure 30 minutes of pop with little filter that really does feel like an improvement. I do think that if you tacked on Hit It From the Back, Sex Talk, and Revelations, that would really round out and help it feel like a more complete record. All that being said, I still stand by what I said a year ago when I say that Kim really deserved a stronger debut record that showcased her personality and her vocals better. I'm not sure if Problematique would have gotten the job done, but I do think that this record would have definitely found fans. The leak sure did. Where Feed the Beast was definitely jumbled, Problematique at times felt too manicured and safe, but I do admit that it's really cute, and when you do cut it down to the very bones, there was real potential there. Tracks like Je t'adore, All She Wants, Born Again, and Deeper really elevate the record for me. I found these to be where we get a good sample of Kim's vocal range and creativity. Those felt single-worthy. The visuals for the record honestly do speak to the level of care and confidence that Kim had in the project, so it's really a shame that it shook out like all of this. I can't help but think about Charlie XCX's Instagram story about Feed the Beast. We often overlook the pressure that comes from chasing commercial success as a pop star. Because to be a pop star, one must be popular, which creates this divide between artistic vision and commercial success. Part of why Feed the Beast ended up feeling like a grab bag was that pursuit. Kim's won a Grammy, secured some hits for herself since Problematique has leaked. It begs the question, if this album had come out then, would she be where she is now? And truth be told, we never will know, but I have to say I am glad that we can put it to rest and that Republic gave her the chance to drop it. I have to award this updated version of Problematique a solid 7.2 out of 10, up from the initial 6.5 I gave it last year. Honestly, just a bit higher than Feed the Beast just because of the cohesion, the love that fans have for this record, though I do hope that Kim Petras 2, the second album, whatever it is, I do hope that it's more confident, assured, and I hope Republic actually backs her up for once. And that's a wrap. You know, I always promised that I would come out of whatever retirement or funk I am in to cover artists like Kim, Charlie, Carly, Taylor, definitely. I am in the midst of recording 2 videos for next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to cover Scarlet by Doja Cat. I'm hoping that I have the time to, but things have gotten really busy and dramatic in my own personal life, so no promises. A shout out to my members and my subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. Comment down below what your updated thoughts are about Problematique. Did you think that it should have been the original release? What do you think it would have ended up like? I hope to see you next video.